Hi foodies, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are making one of my favorite Nigerian soups, and it's vegetable soup. This soup is packed with everything good, the nutrients and all the goodness of the rich proteins and vegetables. It's just so good, I love it. Anyway, let's get right into it. To start, I'm prepping the beef. I'm using beef as my main protein, so I slice that into big chunks. I like cutting them into sizable pieces because they hold up well during cooking and remain juicy. Once that was done, I transferred the beef into a pot and seasoned it with some stock powder, chili flakes, and onions. Onions not only add flavor, but they also help to tenderize the meat as it steams. So I covered the pot and let it steam for a few minutes to allow the flavors to infuse before adding water. Once the beef had absorbed some of those seasonings, I added enough water and let it boil until it was well cooked and tender. When the beef was done, I went ahead and added the other proteins. Tripe, this is also called shaki, cow skin, ponmo, and stockfish. I'm just trying to use the local names as well. These proteins bring different textures and flavors to the soup. Now, the stockfish, it has a strong umami flavor and it sips well into the broth. I love to add it when I'm cooking the protein. Unlike the dry fish, I love to add that at the end, but stockfish, I like to add it in the beginning so that it goes into the broth so well. And this makes the base of the soup even richer. Cover the pot to let it simmer together. While the proteins were cooking, I blended a mix of ingredients that would form the backbone of this soup's flavor. So into my blender, I added Scotch bonnet pepper for some heat, onions for some sweetness and depth, and locust beans. This is also called iru. So I added the iru for that rich traditional taste, and some crayfish for extra flavor as well, so that I get that Nigerian taste in it, I also added red bell peppers. So once everything was blended smoothly, it was ready to go into the pot. So I poured in some palm oil into the pot with the already cooking proteins and then added the blended mixture. This method allows the flavor to develop together. It gives the soup a deep, rich taste. So I stirred everything well, making sure the ingredients are well combined. So while doing this, it's just to allow the flavors to meld properly, while also letting the palm oil cook down a bit so it doesn't have the raw taste of palm oil. So you just want to boil this for some time. I added some salt, added more stock powder to enhance the taste. Then I mixed everything together, covered the pot and let the mixture cook until the oil started to rise to the top. At this point, the aroma is going to fill the kitchen, and this is when you have to go check to make sure the mixture is cooking well and everything is coming together nicely. Next, I added the prawns. Prawns cook quickly, so I always add them towards the end to keep them tender and juicy. Or I could cook them and take it out, but I'm adding it now because the soup is almost ready. Overcooked prawns become rubbery and we don't want to have that in your foods, okay? So I just threw them in and let them cook for a few minutes and also added some dry fish. I like adding dry fish at the later stages of cooking because it's delicate and it could break apart if stirred too much. So by adding it now, it has just enough time to soak up the soup's flavor while still holding its shape. Now it was time for the final touch, the vegetable. I'm using spinach today, which I had already blanched beforehand. If you want to see how I blanch the spinach to keep its vibrant green color, I've shared a video on that before and I will leave a link so you can check it out. Blanching helps to preserve the color, the texture, the nutrients, so the spinach doesn't turn dark or soggy in the soup. I added the spinach into the pot, stirred gently to combine everything. while making sure not to overcook the grains. I checked for seasoning one last time and adjusted the salt. Everything was looking perfect. The bright green spinach against the rich, flavorful broth. With all the different proteins soaking up the deliciousness, this soup was ready. Look at all those obstacles, the gallops. I just stirred it carefully so that I don't break apart anything. And to complete the meal, I made some eba. And go ahead and make any choice, anything you want to pair with the soup. Once the eba was ready, it was time to serve. And look at that soup. It looks so inviting. You can already tell how rich and flavored it is just by looking at it. And let me tell you, it tasted absolutely delicious. This was a banger. I loved it. And my husband loved it as well. That is it for today's recipe. If you try this vegetable soup, let me know how it turns out in the comment. And if you want more cooking tips, don't forget to check out my other videos. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.